Why I reverted into Islam. I always get questions asking whether my husband forced me into the religion, and although he did give me the exposure, he is not the reason I ended up making that decision. My immediate family, they're all atheists, so growing up I did not follow a faith, and I also did not have much education. Growing up, I would say I've probably been through and seen quite a lot more than the typical child, and when I reached my teenage years I was just on this like self-destructive path. I didn't know who I was really trying to find myself, but I was just putting myself and my body through a lot of trauma. You all know me, I'm quite honest. I'm not going to lie about the fact that before I reverted, I did a lot of things that I wouldn't do now. I drank alcohol. I really wanted to leave that lifestyle and make some really healthy changes for my mind and my body, but I just never really found the answer. And when I met my husband and started learning about the religion, I was just slowly beginning to find peace. So much of it aligned with my morals. I have to say the biggest change for me is when I was growing up, I was always blaming other people for what had happened in my childhood, and I could just never get over it. Whereas now I have learned to kind of accept what has happened, forgive and forget. And I really feel like I've healed from it. Obviously, that's also come from having discipline, so I no longer drink alcohol. And obviously, alcohol for me, it was kind of like the gateway to everything else. It would just bring up all that trauma, it would bring up all that past, it would make me have grudges on people. It's definitely brought me so much closer to my family and made me appreciate the people around me a lot more. I was not perfect at the beginning of my journey, but over time, I think I really understood that this is what was bringing me closer to my like inner peace and keeping me on like a straight path. And the beautiful thing is, since I've had my baby girl, it has just kept me even more so on that path, like closer to God, closer to my family. And one last thing to clear up, it is a sin to force anyone to revert into Islam. Nobody can force anyone, because you have to truly believe yourselves.